Happening now, the state police union speaking after a ruling allowing unvaccinated troopers to be reinstated. Let's listen in.
Great question, sir. Today's a victory on the seven that were suspended without pay. We still have 13 members that were terminated and labeled with a dishonorable discharge. I'm going to turn over to my attorney real quick to give you an idea on what that process is going to look like. Leo?
Good morning. So as President McNamara said, this case involved the 8 individuals who were found to have a religious belief, but were not accommodated. The case that we have coming up in the fall, it's a separate arbitration case. It involves the 13 that were terminated. That's going to be an entirely different fact set. It's going to be focused on their circumstances. So this case doesn't have a bearing on that. We're confident with those facts and that the outcome's going to be the same, but that will be a different day. All uniformed troopers. They sought a religious exemption and were denied the exemption. Just basically that the 7, the state recognized their religious exemption, the 13, the state did not. Yes.
Have any of the 7 decided whether or not to return? Was that decision made by anyone?
It's a great question, sir, and the answer is it's on them to decide. They are still contemplating it right now. The department had 7 days to inform them. They have 2 weeks to make that decision. So whatever is best interest for them and their families, hopefully they all return. They're all great, honorable troopers, all which have sincerely held religious beliefs that were not afforded the right to have an accommodation. And I just want to make it clear for everybody out there, everybody listening, this fight is as simple as this. We had 2 troopers in one scenario working in the same office. Both troopers were afforded and authorized an exemption for medical and religious exemptions. The members that had a medical exemption were afforded accommodations to stay and continue to work while being paid. Our members that were given by the Commonwealth, a religious exemption, were suspended without pay and not allowed to work. No finances, no money, no health care. That's this issue in a nutshell. It's as simple as that. That is discrimination that has occurred here today.
Can you further define sincerely held religious beliefs that prohibit someone from getting a COVID vaccine?
Yes, so there was a process that was done by the Commonwealth to determine whether or not, through their criteria, whether they met the criteria of a sincerely held religious belief. These members were found to have met that criteria, and that's what afforded them and was given the exemption that they were awarded by the Commonwealth. The problem in the charge that we took with the grievance was they were not allowed to work having a reasonable accommodation. There was nothing that they could do based on their sincerely held religious belief to serve you, the Commonwealth. And that's the victory that we had today. That Charlie Baker discriminated against our members that were found to have a sincerely held religious belief, and we were victorious to prove that.
Do you have any different feelings from the current administration, whether they are different feelings about this case?
The current administration, the stakeholders, we have an open line of communication. I would ask that you ask the governor's office for that, but one benefit that the governor took action swiftly, Governor Healy took action swiftly, was rescinding the discriminatory Executive Order 595 a few months into her office, which we're thankful for. We don't know that, sir, at this moment, but we're expecting to see our troopers back to work in the next few weeks, and we're very excited for that.
Can we hear from any of the troopers who have this happen?
Unfortunately, Massachusetts State Police policy and procedure is very strict, so I will have to speak on their behalf. Yes, sir. Thank you. Last question? Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.